Hello and welcome to my first video. Today we'll be discussing the process of mitosis. Mitosis is one type of cell division that occurs constantly in the human body and is vital for the survival of all multicellular organisms. Mitosis is a key part of the cell cycle as it is the process in which a mother cell divides into two identical daughter cells that have the same number of chromosomes. This occurs in somatic cells such as skin cells and blood cells. These occurrences are the primary reasons our bodies, animals and plants alike, are able to expand in size, replace worn-out cells, and repair damaged tissue. Without the division and reproduction of somatic cells, organisms would be unable to heal or grow. Before we jump into the ins and outs of mitosis, there are a couple of key terms you must know before we start. A chromosome is a thread-like DNA molecule which contains the genetic information of the organism. In humans, there are usually 23 pairs of chromosomes, which contain 50% of the father's genetics and 50% of the mother's. A chromatid is one half of a chromosome. For example, in humans, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes, therefore there are 46 chromatids. A centromere is what binds two sister chromatids, creating a chromosome in the shape of an X. Cellular structure, called a centrosome, facilitates cell division. Before cell division, centrosomes multiply, and when division begins, the two centrosomes move to opposing ends of the cell. In this case, the nucleus is what stores the chromosomes and eventually splits in two during mitosis. To split the genetic material in cells, spindle fiber create a protein structure. When a parental cell undergoes mitosis, the spindle is required to split the chromosomes into two daughter cells in an equal number. The spindle fibers that form the mitotic spindle are known as such during mitosis. There are 6 stages of mitosis. These include interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. A very simple way to memorize the order and names of these stages is to use the acronym IPMATC. Today, I'll be explaining the significance of each stage using a homemade model. To save ourselves from any confusion, I must remind you that this model is not to scale and is only a simplified version or representation of the process. Rather than drawing all 23 chromosome pairs, I will only be using 1 to 4 as it is the same process with all of them and it may be easier to understand. The first stage of mitosis is interphase. Interphase is the preparation phase of the cycle and is built up of 3 subphases: G1, S, and G2. Cells that are required in the G1 subphase synthesize a variety of necessary components including nutrients, regulators, and enzymes required for upcoming replication processes. During the synthesis phase, the 23 chromosomes double indistinguishably to produce 46 chromosomes and 92 chromatids, allowing a full and identical set of genetic information to be transmitted from mother to daughter cell. The duplicated chromosomes are known as sister chromatids and are connected at the centromere, featuring an X shape. The third subphase occurs once DNA replication has taken place, where materials required for the formation of spindle fibers are created. Prophase is the first key stage within the process of cell division in mitosis. Throughout the early phases of prophase, the chromatin along with the chromosomes condense. This is then followed by the development of long proteins known as microtubules that make up the mitotic spindle. The mitotic spindle starts developing at the cell's opposing ends and is responsible for the division and distribution of the condensed sister chromatids. In the last stages of the phase, when the chromosome has completely condensed and compressed, the nuclear membrane disappears. By this time, the spindle apparatus has fully developed and will gradually begin to attach the condensed chromosomes, allowing access to the genetic material of the cell. Throughout the duration of the entire phase, there are still 46 chromosomes and 92 chromatids. Metaphase is the second major stage of mitosis. Metaphase involves the mitotic spindle attaching to the condensed chromosomes, pulling them back and forth by the kinetochore microtubules until they align along the equilateral plane, which is the center of the cell. The kinetochore is a section of a chromosome that acts as a harness and attaches the mitotic spindle to the chromosome, which allows for movement and distribution around the cell. The fourth phase of mitosis is known as anaphase. Throughout this phase, the sister chromatids are separated due to the mitotic spindle fibers shortening and the centromere dividing. Based on the position of the centromere, different shapes of chromosomes can be observed during this phase. Once the division is complete, there are 0 chromosomes and 92 individual identical chromatids. The detached chromosomes are then pulled to opposite poles of the cell by the spindle. This is detrimental to assure that the daughter cell receives the identical set of chromosomes. Telophase is one of the final stages of mitosis and involves the birth of 2 nuclear membranes forming around the separate sets of sister chromatids and preparing the cell for division into 2 identical daughter cells. During this stage, there will be 92 chromatids in total. However, they are evenly divided into the 2 identical nuclei. Cytokinesis is the last stage of mitosis. During this stage, the cells have completely split into 2 identical daughter cells and are ready for replication of their own. Each cell will have 23 chromosomes or 46 chromatids. In conclusion of this video, we must remember that every stage throughout mitosis is necessary for the cells to split into 2 identical daughter cells, making it possible for the organism to heal and grow. If even the tiniest implication occurs throughout any phase, it can have drastic effects on the rest of the process, which will severely impact the organism. We must also remember that mitosis is not the same as meiosis, even though they both are forms of cell division and sound the same. Mitosis only occurs in somatic cells, whereas meiosis is in reproductive cells. If you would like to learn more about meiosis, feel free to watch my video on it. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that bell button so you are notified when I upload. Thanks for watching.